By 2100, half of the world's glaciers will melt away. Although humanity adheres to and acts on the goals of Paris Agreement, which tries to keep the average global temperature rise below 1.5 degrees Celsius. Recent research has found that 49% is the number of glaciers disappearing. Even if the global temperature rises by only 1.5 degrees Celsius, and if the average temperature continues to rise until the number reaches 2.7 degrees Celsius, the world will lose up to 68% of its glaciers. That means global temperature changes are affecting glaciers more than previously predicted. Within the next 30 years, glaciers will lose half of their projected losses. The article Global Glacier Change in the 21st Century, Every Increase in Temperature Matters in the journal Science reports that if the situation goes as expected, by the end of the 21st century, glaciers in Central Europe, Western Canada, and the United States may almost completely disappear. Of course, when glaciers melt, sea levels rise. A global average temperature rise of 1.5 degrees Celsius would raise sea levels by 90 millimeters, and a 2.7 degrees Celsius rise would raise sea levels by 115 millimeters. Fresh water resources that feed the world's population of up to 2,000 million people and also increase the risk of natural disasters such as floods. Based on more than 2 decades of satellite data, the research team mapped the world's glaciers and was able to locate more than 200,000 glaciers with greater accuracy than ever before. The map helped the team to better understand glacier loss and the influence of climate change. David Rounce, assistant professor in the departments of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Carnegie University and Alaska Fairbanks University and lead researcher, said, "Before the great loss happened." Rounce also said that although most melted glaciers are small, but it has a huge impact on the environment. Because not only does the sea level rise, but the melting of small glaciers also affects the livelihoods of millions, especially in the high mountains in Central Europe and Asia. For example, the lower Alps and Pyrenees are the areas expected to be hit hardest. By 2050, alpine glaciers will shrink. On average 70%, even some peaks may not be covered with snow at all. This will also affect the biodiversity of some native plant species. So while this is not the first study to predict the effects caused by the melting of the world's glaciers, but this research sheds light on the effects of previous studies more concretely, as well as offering more accurate information than previous models.